Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that, hang on, let me fix this. What on earth is going on? Hang on. I know, I'm fixing it right now. There we go. It's the game that teaches us that, that Keisuke, something about Keisuke, I can't really think of anything. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Adjust my microphone. For some reason, my brain is currently glitched out of existence way in the morning. I sit by my desk, staring at a neatly wrapped box I have on top of it. I was all giddy last week when I got it, feeling excited for today to finally arrive. But now that it has, I'm suddenly equal measures anxious and embarrassed. Maybe thrown in a little bit of nauseous for good measure. I even had to jump through all sorts of hoops to get this thing in the first place. Nah, I'm like coming out of a depressive episode right now. I'm just like barely coming out of it. Yeah, I'm good. Ugh. Why do I always have to start chickening out at the last second? It's so incredibly annoying. Crap. And there goes my alarm. I really need to get going. Otherwise, I'm going to be late for being early to school. Going down to the living room, I see Aki sitting on the couch and reading a textbook, having already changed into his uniform. For some reason, he has a habit of getting ready for school super early and then studying at home instead of going there. When I tried asking him about it, he said his friends keep wanting to chat and don't let him concentrate when he arrives at school early. So he studies at home until just before he has to head out. Sometimes I have trouble believing we are really related. You're up early again. Morning. Without even looking up from his book, he talks to me, his ears twitching ever so slightly to the sound of my footsteps. I've already asked you not to do that. Do what? How can you even tell it's me instead of Mom coming down the stairs? You're much heavier than her. Your footsteps sound way different. Besides, she's not even home. But feel better. I'm pretty sure I'll feel better in the morning. Like right after stream, I have like some homework that I gotta do, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to go to bed. Really? Did she head out early? I know she came home last night. Yep, she left a note by the fridge saying she'd be home in time for dinner today. Which reminds me, did you even have breakfast? I don't know. Also, hiya. I know you were already up when I woke up, and since I found your fur in the bath, but you didn't come out of the room. Okay, once again, how do you know it's my fur? Because Mom doesn't leave her wet fur lying around in the bath, dummy. I can't believe I'm getting lectured by a child. Again. I was distracted. I didn't notice there was any left. Uh-huh. You never do. Come on, it's like I'm constantly walking around shedding fur all over the place. Hiya. But you still didn't answer my question. Since you didn't know Mom left, does that mean you didn't have breakfast? I was worried about something and ended up not. You can't go without eating. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just get a power bar on my way to school. I really wish you wouldn't be so lax when it comes to this sort of thing. It's coming from the person that would starve if I wasn't around to make food for him all the time. There's still some rice in the fridge. At least eat that. Nah, I don't want to be late for class. Up until a few weeks ago, you would almost always be actually late for class. I'm sure you can afford to arrive 40 minutes early instead of an hour. Sorry, I can't really hear you. I'm going through a tunnel and the connection is breaking up. We're in the same room. Bye-bye, Aki. See you later. Bye-bye. I watch my cute little brother waving at me from the couch before I walk out the door. Alright. Took me a little bit of running, but I managed to get here an hour early on the dot. Hey, I'm getting good at this whole being responsible thing again. I have to admit, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's also kind of rewarding in its own way. By which I mean it's nice not having a bunch of people breathing down my neck about my studies. Plus, while the school is surprisingly full of people for this early in the morning, it is still much calmer and emptier than regular times. Now I just need to find my target. It's probably going to be on his floor, or at least I hope he is. If he's not there, then I have no idea where he could be. Man, I really need to be better at figuring out people's routines, or just showing an interest in general. I got on Keisuke's case about him knowing so little about his friends, but I think I'm probably guilty of the same. It's not a pleasant realization. Have I been a hypocrite at all this time without even noticing? That's a scary thought. Let's see, where could he be? I know that's his class right over there, so he should be around here somewhere. I don't want to go into his class if I can avoid it. It's not like there's something specifically wrong with it, although Keisuke certainly acts like it sometimes. But even so, not many people do it, and it's bound to get a few heads turning my way. I'd rather keep a low profile, especially this early in the morning. But then again, there might not even be that many people inside. Ugh, I'm going in circles with my thoughts now. Oh! While I'm peering around, I spot a familiar figure sitting on the floor just beyond one of the wall columns, leaning his back against a wall and fiddling around with his phone. Bingo. I didn't take you for the type that comes to school early only to play on your phone. Keisuke flinches, looking up at me with wide eyes. Not having noticed my arrival or approach, his phone nearly falls out of his hands as he makes big swipes through the air trying to grab it again.
What, Jun.exe?
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Geez, don't scare me like that. I was really focused on something else.
Slacking off already? Class hasn't even started yet and you're already playing around.
Playing around? As if I'm reading some online textbooks on my phone.
Textbooks? Midterms are over already, you know.
Just because they're over doesn't mean I can slack off.
I'm not happy with the scores I got this time. Well, how can you not be happy? You got a 93-point average. You scored better than me.
I don't think this should have been said, but you do remember that the expectations placed on you are much different than the ones placed on me, right? Besides, Hirata scored the same point average as me. There's no way I can be happy with that in mind.
Going by that logic, you should be upset because Saya also scored the same as you. All three of you scored 3 points above me on your averages.
No, I'm quite alright with Mizuguchi-san scoring this game the same as me. Hirata is the only one that I can't bow down to.
Hiya. Do you two ever get tired of competing?
Does the wild fox ever pass on an easy meal?
Huh?
That means the answer is no, Jun.exe.
Then why can't you just say that?
I see you're as to the point as ever.
Is that supposed to be a compliment? Feels more like a subtle dig at me. Well, I guess that's just how I am. How have you been, by the way?
How have I been? We talked just yesterday, you know.
I know, but with you, that's always a valid question.
Fair enough. Considering my family situation and all that, things could always go wrong at the drop of a hat.
And that's not what I meant by it, but sure, we'll go with that. Have things been going wrong on that front lately?
No, which only makes it all the more concerning. It's like the calm before the storm.
Are you sure you're not looking too deep into it?
Not at all. If anything, I'm being way less cautious than I ought to be.
Hiya. You know, when you say things like that, I can't help but worry a little bit. What the hell kind of home life do you really have? No, scratch that. I don't think I'm ready to open Pandora's box just yet. Not knowing is still less scary than the possibility of knowing. I am weak. I see. I'm really sorry about that.
It's nothing you can do about. It's just a thing, not worth worrying about.
I don't think I can agree with that as a matter of principle, but fine. I let it be for now since I already have an agenda.
An agenda?
Yep, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Sure. What do you need?
I wouldn't say that it's something I need.
Okay then, what do you want?
I wouldn't say it's something I want.
Jun.exe, spit it out, alright? Don't make me slap it out of you.
Alright, jeez. You have no patience.
Uh-huh. You were saying?
Just a sec. I opened my bag, making a show of pretending to look for something missing inside of it. Keisuke looks at me with curiosity, waiting patiently for me to have my little dramatic moment. Let it never be said that I don't have a penchant for showmanship. Here you go. Happy birthday! I finally grabbed the neat little box I'd been carrying around, wrapped with a purple and gold stripe pattern.
What? This is for me?
I did just present it to you and said happy birthday. Considering that today is your birthday and all, I guess the only logical conclusion is that this must be a present for Shoichi.
Alright, fair. I had that coming for asking a stupid question. Still, I'm surprised you remembered, or that you even knew about it. We weren't really friends yet last year when my birthday rolled around.
I know, but now we are. Well, more. It felt fitting that I should get you something.
I guess that makes sense. Still, I'm surprised, I have to admit.
Not gonna make a show of refusing it, just so I have to insist you take the present?
Of course not. I am truly thankful for this.
No, I can't tease you if you're not going to get all flustered and red and stuff.
I'm not the type to be any of those things, and you know it. Besides, it's you that's giving it to me. How could I even refuse?
Aw, that's a surprisingly sweet and meaningful thing coming from him.
Should I open it now?
Only if you want to. No pressure.
What? You give me a wrapped gift in a public place and then have the gall to tell me no pressure?
What? I didn't.
I know, I'm just kidding.
The hair induced a string tying the wrap closed without damaging any of the packaging. He's a lot more dexterous with his hands than he seems. I'll give him that.
What? No way.
I hope it's a good one. I didn't know anything about this sort of thing, so I did some asking around and some research of my own before settling on one. What he pulls out of the box is a vintage-styled microphone that I spent the past week looking for online and in music stores in the area. Although, to be honest, I wasn't looking for that exact model in particular. Just one that was both good and that looked good. Being completely clueless in the subject and getting overwhelmed with all the stuff I came across while researching, I did end up heading to Kiyoshi's store and try and ask for his help. He was surprisingly milder without Keisuke around, very prompt and informative, didn't talk circles around me or try to annoy me. He's actually a really good salesman when he's actually doing his job, I have to say.
This is amazing. This is from one of the best brands in the market, and it's a very popular model too, especially great for live performances.
That's what I was told. I will admit, I had to ask Kiyoshi-san for help with this stuff since I couldn't make heads or tails of it. He was surprisingly helpful.
Kiyoshi-san is pretty knowledgeable about musical instruments and the likes, so I don't doubt it for a second. A lot of what I know right now is stuff he taught. Although I had to do a fair bit of research on my own after I became the manager of the band, so I could make sure their needs were being properly met. That's how I know this is a great microphone.
Yeah, I know you already bought a mic for yourself. Kiyoshi-san mentioned that the one you got from him was already good, but that after hearing you sing in the concert, this one was better suited for your voice.
That's a fair point. While there are lots of really great models, you can't just make a blanket statement that they'll work for everyone. Different mics have different frequency responses, meaning they work well for different voices.
At the end, he gave me a recommendation for 2 different mics. I ended up going with this one because I thought the style would be more up your alley.
Oh yes, it's very vintage. I really like it. It's gorgeous. Still, even if he turned out to be helpful, I'm surprised you'd willingly subject yourself to Kiyoshi just for the sake of getting me a present.
Which one? It's alright. It wasn't really a hard choice to make. I mean, the guy is kind of overwhelming at times, but he's not all too bad. Kind of like an annoying uncle. Wasn't a big deal at the end of the day. Hiya.
I disagree very strongly with that. Just having you go to the trouble of looking for something for me is already really flattering.
It's your birthday. How could I not?
Honestly, I don't think you underestimate how much importance people put into birthdays. My family was always the type to throw lavish parties to celebrate my birthdays, by which I mean they would use it as an opportunity to show off.
Oh, don't worry about it. The VODs are up. The VODs are up on YouTube.
Do you have any idea how weird it is to feel like an afterthought in your own birthday party?
Ouch. I don't even know what to say.
Right, that's the appropriate response to have. Either way, considering just how much of a fuss they make every year, I've grown to not care too much about my birthday. It's never really a good time for me, so I've never been one to care much about it.
I'm sorry. I didn't think... I mean, I did think, but I didn't know. Not that I didn't know, but...
Yoichi, calm down. Please don't take this to mean that I'm upset or that I don't like the gesture. I appreciate this so much, I really do. It's a wonderful gesture that you've made, which is why I told you what I did. I mean to say that since my birthday was never one to bring me happy memories, having you do this is a big deal for me, even if it wasn't for you.
I see. Well, I'm glad you like it then.
I really do. Thank you so much, Yoichi.
At least you did. There you are. A certain bunny hops toward us. Am I allowed to say that? Smiling from ear to ear as she does so. K-kun, happy birthday!
Thank you, Mitsuguchi-san.
She looks at me, finally seeming to notice that I've been here the whole time. Yoichi-kun, what are you doing here this early in the morning? That's really rude of you to interrupt our conversation out of nowhere and then ask me that. Besides, I've been coming to school early for at least a week now. Really? I didn't notice at all. Never imagined you'd be doing that sort of thing again. Once again, that's a really rude thing to say.
You say that, but you just said you've been coming to school early for at least a week. That doesn't really inspire confidence.
What? What's wrong with that?
You get offended that you didn't think about it, but you don't even seem to know how long you've been doing it for yourself.
Shut up, okay? The days have started blending together. I don't really know the exact amount off the top of my head.
Really? After only a week.
Are you just going to make fun of me now?
I am if you're going to make it this easy.
Ooh, K-kun, you're really sharp today. There's no winning with these people. If I'm lazy and don't come to school early, I get made fun of. If I try to be responsible and come to school early, I get made fun of. What the hell am I even supposed to do then? I'll just keep my mouth shut at all times. How about that?
Aw, don't be like that. We're just having a bit of innocent fun.
Speaking about fun, I came over to talk about it. That's a strange way to change subjects, but alright.
What do you mean, Mizuguchi-san?
I thought we should get together and talk about our plans for your birthday.
Plans?
Yeah, I was sitting at home yesterday when it suddenly hit me. We should all get together and do something to celebrate. I mean, it's your 18th birthday. That kind of special occasion only comes once in a lifetime.
Not to be pedantic, but all birthdays only come once in a lifetime.
Boo. You know what I mean. Oh no.
I do, and I'm not really sure about it. It's not a big deal. It's just a day like any other.
I disagree. I actually like Sai's idea. If there's a way we can celebrate your day, then I want to be a part of it.
You already gave me a gift. You don't have to do anything else from...
Oh, is that what this box is? Is that Yuichi-kun's gift? What was it? What was it?
Huh?
I got him a new microphone, you know, since he sings and all.
Oh, that sounds like a really good one. Nice job, Yuichi-kun.
Thanks.
I feel like you two are kind of losing track of our conversation here.
Right. So anyways, birthday plans. You celebrate. Are you free today?
Not really.
Do you already have plans with your family or something?
My family has plans. I have problems.
What do you mean? That doesn't sound good at all. Is it the party thing you mentioned earlier? Party thing?
Exactly, just another excuse for my family to show off, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Well, they have this really annoying habit of throwing lavish gala parties to celebrate me. In reality, it's more a way of showing off how much money they have to throw away, as well as parade me around to show the company has an heir. Something about giving a sense of stability for potential investors if they're constantly reminding the world that there is a clear line of succession. I don't even know.
Aw, I'm sorry. Yeah, that sounds completely awful. I wouldn't want to be paraded around like some kind of product either.
You hit the nail on the head, Mizuguchi-san.
That's a real shame, though. I hadn't even thought of us all getting together to celebrate. But now that Sai-chan brought it up, I got really excited for a second.
Why? I already told you guys it isn't a big deal. It's just a regular day. There's nothing different compared to, say, yesterday.
Maybe, but I still liked having an excuse to spend more time with you and celebrating you. Keisuke's eyes go wide, his pristine white fur being tinted lightly red. Wow. Sai-chan looks between the two of us, her eyes nearly as wide as Keisuke's were, a hint of a smile slowly showing itself on her face. What? Do I detect a bit of a romantic mood between the two of you? What? My brain comes to a sudden screeching halt as I choke audibly as my face turns red in record-breaking time. I hadn't even thought of potential implications when I said that. I just said what came to mind without thinking twice about it. Holy crap, now that I think about it, it was a really weird thing for me to be saying in public like this.
You sure would love it if that were the case, wouldn't you, you dirty Fujoshi?
Hey, don't call me dirty! Oh! Is K-kun playing it off right now? Smart. That's really smart, K-kun. Gotta act like what she didn't even register as weird. What she said didn't even register as weird. As long as she can't tell she's right, she's bound to let it go. Quick, Yuichi, play along with Keisuke. Or what should I say? Well, what do you mean by that, K-kun?
Don't you know, Mizuguchi-san is literally a Fujoshi. She has piles and piles of BL manga in her room.
You read... Saya. You read yaoi. You read... Why, Saya? Why do you read boy love manga? Huh? Keikun, shh! What are you doing letting Yuichi-kun know about that? Whoa, 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 whoa! Back up a second here. I've been to your room tons of times. I've never in my life seen a BL manga in there.
She has a wooden trunk under her bed that she hides them in. Keikun! Stop telling him this stuff. Oh, I seem to remember you telling me it isn't a big deal when you first told me about it. Was that a lie?
Not a lie per se, more like an exaggeration.
Either way, if you're going to try making jokes at other people's expenses, you should be prepared to have it turned back onto you.
It's so unfair! What I did and what you did don't even line up in terms of severity. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the sudden revelation here. Sai-chan, I never knew you were like that. What the hell is that even supposed to mean? Oh, Keisuke has that glint in his eyes that he sometimes has when he's having way too much fun teasing someone. Part of me feels like I should stop him before he totally fries Sai-chan's brain. The other part is afraid of being caught in the crossfire.
You were part of the reason I ended up having to leave the manga club. Consider this comeuppance.
How is that one my fault? Yeah, didn't you say you left because they wanted you to cosplay as a BL character for the school festival?
Who do you think gave them the idea?
Wait! For real? But she's not in the manga club, is she? I'm good friends with the club's president. She lets me show up and give suggestions on occasion. Seriously? Just how wide of a social circle do you have? I don't even know all your friends.
And just to clarify, I don't leave the club specifically because they wanted me to cosplay as a character from a BL game in general. I left because the character in question happens to be one of Mizuguchi-san's favorite characters, and she was looking at me real weird when she gave the suggestion. I swear, she was even drooling a bit. I didn't want to have to deal with her looming over me all week if I did it.
Keikun, stop! Stop embarrassing me! Sai-chan, I feel like I don't even really know you anymore. Seriously, what the hell does that even mean? Stop looking at me like I'm a weirdo. At the end of the day, we became so distracted that we ended up drifting further and further away from the initial subject of conversation. By the time the bell rang for the start of class, we realized we'd made no progress whatsoever and ended up deciding to get together during lunch to make plans with everyone else. I still get surprised with how easy it is to lose track of time whenever there's more than two of us together at once. A few hours later... Ugh, my body's feeling all sluggish from sitting around all day. Paying attention in class feels really weird. I end the day feeling mentally exhausted even though I didn't do anything while my body's just screaming about wanting to move around. Okay, I was at a convention once. This story time with Tato. Woo! I was at a convention once. Me and a friend, we went into like a tent thing. They were selling manga there. We were at a stand that was selling manga. We went into a tent. That's where all the NSFW shit was there. I read a couple of the BL yaoi mangas that they have on sale. That they had for sale. None of it really spoke to me. Because I do not like yaoi. I just don't like it. Yeah. They didn't have anything within my tastes, which is bara. That's probably why I got called a bottom. Practice is going to feel like a blessing. At least I got the chance to shut my brain down for a little while. Also, thankfully, we managed to make some plans to celebrate after all. Although Keisuke wouldn't be available today, we decided to go out during the weekend to celebrate. Sai-chan was really pushy and dismissive about how she hated all of our ideas, but in the end, she was outvoted 3-1. Because of that, she ended up sulking around that our plans are too simple and not special enough. Meanwhile, all the birthday boy wanted was for all of us to get together, watch a movie, and then grab a bite to eat. I can roll with something easy like that. Easy, simple, fun, relaxing. What's not to like? Besides, if that's what would make Keisuke happy, I already feel inclined to go along with it. I'm going to pretend I never thought of that. Oh, right, I was nearly forgetting something. I did tell Sai-chan I'd do this. Gotta shoot Jun a message to let him know about all this. Since he's still out sick, we didn't get to involve him in our discussion about making plans, but hopefully he'll still be able to come. Hey, man. Honestly, just be you. I think. I don't know. Fingers crossed that he's feeling well enough by Sunday to show up. He's been home sick for a full week now. Surely he can't be doing too badly, right? Crap, I really want to ask about it, but I can't. We've barely even texted since last week, other than the one time when he texted me to let me know he'd be home for a few days. Should I just be casual and ask how he's doing? Am I even allowed to do that? I mean, I do have the perfect excuse. Both already messaging him to let him know about our plans for Keisuke's birthday. It should be fine. Yeah, I'll just do that. There, message sent. Okay, am I seriously just going to sit around and wait for him to respond? Even I know I have more important things to take care of. The hell am I doing? I really need to get going for now. Saiton will have my head if I show up to practice late, especially after I nagged her about acting surprised over me showing up to school early. Then again, she's probably always just looking for an excuse to chew me out. Wouldn't doubt if it were a pastime of hers at this point. Sometime later. Sound of the ball whistling through the ear and knocking against the plastic bottle on the other side of the court is pure satisfaction. Just seeing it finally hit the damn thing makes me pump my fist in the air out of reflex. And it only took me 5 times to hit this time. Woo! That was a pretty good serve. Thanks, and it only took me 5 tries to hit the bottle, too. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Why are you saying that with such a sour look on your face? Huh? Am I sour? You sure seem like it. What is it this time? Gonna guilt trip me about how I'm so carefree with my practice while you're too busy chasing down lazy freshmen or something? But why would you think I'd be doing that? That's awful. Because that's the kind of thing you do. Hell, you got on my case about helping you out more just last week. If it's such a regular thing that you can anticipate it, then I really wish you'd do something about it. See, here we are. You're on my case again. That's not what I came here for. You're the one who brought it up. Besides, the only truant I have to deal with on a regular basis is you. Hey, don't dish it out if you can't take it, sweetie. I grumble unhappily, shaking my head and fighting off the urge to flip her a dirty gesture. Alright. Do you need something, or were you just passing by to comment on my serve? Hey, man. Just be you. Well, there was this one tiny thing. I knew it. There's always a thing. Yeah? What is it? Coach wanted me to ask you to go show the rookies your serve technique. Couldn't he have asked me that himself? What did you miss yesterday? Date night with Keisuke. And then, me and Star started reading chord progressions. Both of those are on YouTube right now. He said if he tried talking to you to ask for something, you'd tune him out before he could even open his mouth. Huh. He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong at all. Actually, I'm just surprised that he somehow managed to figure that out. Only took him over 2 years to get the hint. I really don't understand why you have such an attitude with him. He's not that bad. He's really good, actually. He's even lazier than I am. He's not lazy, he just tends to give players more space. He only steps in when necessary. Unless he did try to give you directions from the very start. You just tune out everyone as soon as people start saying things you don't want to hear. Oh, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't paying attention. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. I heard what you said. Did you really? I somehow have trouble believing it. Woman of little faith. I really wish people would stop looking down on me so much. Yeah, I know I haven't been exactly giving them reasons to be confident, but still. Come on, I promise it was just a joke. Please don't look at me like you don't believe in me at all. I'm just gay. Like, just gay. There is zero straightness in me. Honestly, like, I actually had a conversation with a friend about this. I am 99% sure that there is no such thing as like defined sexuality, because sexuality is a spectrum. And it's weird as hell because like I guess there's like no such thing as a definitive answer, even though there are definitive answers. It's weird as hell. And I honestly, when it comes to shit like this, I have no clue what I'm talking about. So I'm going to stop. See that. Come on, I promise it was just a joke. Please don't look at me like you don't believe in me at all. Uh-huh. Alright, I'm sorry, okay? Please stop looking so disappointed in me. I'll come help you, just stop looking at me like that, please. Yuichi-kun required. You're lucky I love you. You guys just want me to show them my serving technique, right? I'm not sure. Coach might ask you to give them a few pointers here and there, too. Why does it seem like the goalposts just keep moving every time I get asked to do stuff for other people? Until RT. What's RT? Seriously, what is it? Figure it out? Okay, I'm gonna Google it real quick. It's like PH, but for gay people. I don't know. I'm like completely dense right now. I searched up PH and I really don't. I genuinely don't. Yeah. Something else. But no. YouTube Red. I just call it Rotten Tomatoes. And something about cars. Rearrange it a little bit. Is it Rooster Teeth? Oh! Oh! I finally got it. I finally understand it. Oh! 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 Yeah, I've been to that site. Ah! Yeah, I've been there, unfortunately. It's something. So I just have to show off my serve and give them pointers, right? Well, we might ask you to stick around and correct them too. Just ask me for everything you want all at once. That's everything, I promise. It better be. I don't have the patience to have to keep pulling this stuff out of you. It's not like you have room to complain. This is literally your job as my vice captain. That's not the agreement we made when you made me take this position. Now, I know, but come on. It's what's expected. Is that so? Yeah, of course. Alright then. I quit. I'm kidding! Please don't quit! Something tells me that if I just went along with it, it suddenly wouldn't have been just kidding anymore. You are grounded from that more than once. Oh no. Oh no. Give me a break. All I want to do is be able to practice by myself in peace. You know that. Wouldn't hurt for you to socialize a little bit more. You don't have to be so selfish about your practice. I'm not being selfish. I'm being responsible. You know how demanding this stuff is. I'm already having mixed results while working this hard. Do you think I can afford to slack off? Yeah. Not wanting to be a downer, but you were already slacking off. Okay, point. But I'm not slacking off now. This isn't fun and games. I have to be serious about it. But what's the point of doing it if it's not fun? Huh? That's not something I expect to hear from you of all people. You know how important the time we're at right now is? We don't have time to be playing around. Alright, another story time. This one is very awful. So this was back while I was still trying to figure out my sexuality. I was convinced that I was bisexual. I'm not. I'm definitely not. I was convinced I was. Like I was lying to myself. And I ate a bunch of stuff. I think you already know what it is. On my Kindle Fire. Those kids. So anyways, my dad, he was having issues with his phone, so he decides to use a tablet. There's just one problem. That happened to be my tablet. So, he goes on there and starts going through files, because I guess parents do that. And he found it, and he found it. See, that's around how old I was while the story was taking place. That's around how old I was. He found that, and, he texted me about it. I was at my grandmother's house at the time. He texted me about it on Facebook Messenger of all places. Fucking Facebook Messenger. And is like, hey, as soon as you get home, we're going to talk about this. And I'm just like, oh, great, time to kill myself. I was like, oh, shit. So, I get home, and my dad was like, don't worry. My dad had told me that he wasn't going to tell my mom. He goes, here's the thing, and I swear this up and down, my mom is so much scarier than my dad. Well, I get home, he did tell my mom, and my dad was like, first thing out of his mouth, as soon as we go and talk about it, he's like, so, are you gay? And I'm just like, no. I just went, no. And he went into a full-blown lecture and ended it with, oh, no. Hang on. I can actually, like, sort of beatbox it, just, it's like, but no, like, my dad was like, we're not going to ground you now, but if this happens in the future, you're done. And I was like, okay. And then I went about my day and probably played Triforce Heroes or something. I played like a Zelda game. I think it was Triforce Heroes. I can't remember what it was. Hang on, I'm gonna play the sound so that way you will know, hopefully. Here. This. Ah! Damn it, Asana!
Many hands coordinate across many different types of teams, keeping time
Ah!
and on time.
Ah!
Your team can light up the world. Try it fun.
This. That. Huh? That's not something I expected to hear from you of all people. You know how important the time we're at is right now. We don't have time to be playing around. No, it's a very wholesome website. It's about corn. You know that kid from TikTok who's saying like, it's corn, a big lump with knobs. It has the juice. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. Actually, let me check something. Is it an actual website? I need to... Is it a thing? I will be sad if it isn't. Okay. But no, that's the thing. It's like an actual website. Oh my god. The fact that this is a website scares me. I can create an account. What happens if I do? And it takes me to Discord. Ah. You're the last person who gets to say that to me. And besides, who says you can't have fun while being serious? What, are you telling me you play tennis just for fun? Not just for fun, but it's still fun. I wouldn't play it if I didn't like it. I like it because I have fun when I'm playing. I have fun when I'm playing because I'm good enough at it to have fun. I get a virus live on stream. No, here's the thing. I didn't click on anything. I just, like, walked around the website for a little bit. And, like, okay, it wasn't on my laptop. I'm not dumb enough to do that. It was on my phone. And I use an iPhone. I will say, I've come a couple close to getting a couple viruses on an iPhone while, trying to read manga. When it comes to, like, manga and... When it comes to, like, manga and shit, I am trapped in the 2012 mindset. Where it's like... where it's like, yo, it's like virus-ridden website. You go in and you click to go to the next page, and it's like, oh shit, wow, that is a virus. Oh my god, I do not want to see grandma titties.
Why not? I mean, they're so pullable at that point. The sad.
Because...
Squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull.
Well, you're forgetting one very important detail as to why.
Yeah.
It's because I'm gay.
Oh yeah. Now grandpa titties then for you.
Nah, not really. Yes, that is Sam. He just walked in. So like, you were talking about this, like, okay, it took me way too long. It took me way too long to realize what website they were talking about. It took me way too long to realize that.
What were the hints?
I just got letters. Your parents weren't strict enough on what kind of stuff you saw on the internet. Honestly, same. Like, yeah. Huh? That... I can't wrap my head around it. It just sounds like a huge contradiction. It makes no sense in my head. No, not only that, something about me really rubs me the wrong way. Something in my head wants to reject this idea with every fiber of my body. Well, what's wrong? Why are you looking at like that? Just forget it! Let's get this damn thing done with so I can get back to my practice! Right, just try not to look at that in front of the rookies. You might scare them off. I take a few deep breaths, massaging my cheeks and the other muscles on my face to try and get them to ease up a bit. Jeez, why did I get so tense all of a sudden? This should be better. It's good enough. Come on. Sai-chan grabs me by the wrist, pulling me along to the other side of the building where Coach is talking directly to a group of 5 or so rookies. Since I usually like to practice on my own without being disturbed, I tend to always use one of the courts by the corners of the building, making the walk just a tad bit longer. Just then, the sound of a long, drawn-out sigh nearly catches my attention, and I turn my head to look for it. I see Keisuke on one of the courts, shooting a few serves in quick succession. And for some reason, he's making a lot more faults than usual. Keisuke barely ever faults during a serve, so just seeing him do it 3 times in a row followed by a groan is enough to make me frown. That's odd. Sai-chan seems to have noticed it as well, coming to a momentary stop before stealing an obvious glance in Keisuke's direction. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. His accuracy and technique aren't some of his specialties. Seeing him make so many mistakes like this isn't normal. She nods, her gaze lingering on Keisuke for a few moments before she shakes her head, tugging on my wrist once again. I'm sure he's probably just a bit stressed right now. He'll get it right once he calms down a little. I don't want to say that that's untrue because, yeah, Keisuke's temper and how easily he's thrown off his game is definitely one of his most glaring weaknesses. But at the same time, do we want to check on Keisuke or go with Saya? I'm not saying the name of the I'm not going to say the name of the website because I do not feel like getting banned. And I'm sure that the people who do know what the website is called. And I'm pretty sure if people in chat oh my god. Oh my god. Damn. Damn. Just damn. Oh my god. Oh my god. I pull my wrist away from Saya-chan's grasp, which proves to be easy enough since she's not really clutching onto me. Sorry, Saya-chan. Can you give me a second? Huh? I want to go check on Keisuke. It's really weird for him to be missing like that, and I want to make sure he's doing alright. That's weird. You don't usually show any interest in other people's practice at all. That's not true. Oh yeah? Quick, what's the first thing I get to work on after I finish warming up for practice? What? How am I supposed to know that? Because I've been doing the exact same thing for 5 years now. I do cone dash intervals for 15 minutes to work on my stamina. You do? I just thought you had naturally high stamina. I do have good stamina, but that doesn't mean I don't still train it, you blockhead. Wow. I never knew that. I mean, ever since we were kids, Sai-chan was always someone who could do a full day of practice and then run circles around me while I sat down trying to catch my breath. Never even stopped to consider that she would willingly work on improving her stamina. Which, now that I think about it, is such a stupid thing for me to even think. I feel stupid. You should! Okay, fine, maybe don't pay as much attention to other people's training as I should. But that doesn't mean I still want to help Keisuke now. I didn't say you couldn't, I just said that it's weird. Besides, can't you do that later? Coach is waiting for us right now. The rookies can't really keep practicing until you help them. I take another good look at Keikun. I can't really see his face from here because his back is turned to us, but I don't really know why. His body language is screaming stress to me right now. I wonder when did I become so good at picking up on those kinds of things with him. Sorry, Sai-chan, I won't take too long. I promise. What? But I carefully approach Keisuke, not wanting to spook him when he's already stressed out and absorbed in something else. God knows I don't need a reflexive whack to the head from a tennis racket right now. Hey there. Keisuke turns his head towards me, his eyes dipping low for a second before a spark of recognition goes through his face. Michimiya-senpai. Oh my. Every time Keisuke calls me this way, it makes my skin crawl a little bit. I've never been fond of overly stuffy titles and stuff like that, so having people going around calling me senpai isn't exactly something I enjoy. But he always insists that he should show respect for his seniors whenever we're at the club. I have to bite my tongue every single time this happens. I've had over a year to get used to it, and I still never have. And if it's at all possible, now that we're dating, it just feels even worse. You doing okay there? You looked like you were struggling a bit.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bit distracted. My head's just not in it today.
How come? This isn't like you.
I'm allowed to have an off day once in a while.
I didn't say you weren't. I just said it wasn't like you.
Fair enough. I'm just struggling with something band-related.
The band?
Yeah, Ichigo-san asked me to compose a new song for them to perform during that competition they're taking part in. But I'm drawing a serious blank on it.
How come? Didn't you say before you had a lot of songs you were working on?
I did. I tried showing them a few demos I had recorded. They shot them all down.
Whoa, that's harsh. How come?
It said they weren't genuine enough.
That's rich coming from people who wouldn't even have original songs if it weren't for him.
They all kept saying that the previous song was good because the lyrics felt genuine and emotional, and that the new demos are just whatever.
How about you tell them to fuck off?
I have a little more tact than that, you know.
They're being assholes, though. They can go take a hike.
I wonder about that.
What? You're just going to go along with it?
It's like arguing about it will change anything. The demos will still be rejected.
When you put it that way,
I just have to figure something out.
why don't you just put that aside and focus on tennis for now?
Oh, gee, what a simple solution. I wonder why I didn't think of that.
I'm not the one you're angry at. Don't sass me.
You don't think I'm trying to put it aside? Come on, if it were that simple, I'd have done it already.
I don't really have any words to argue with that point. The site you have seen is the one that I refuse to mention. MSG site. Monosodium glutamate. The Funny Blue website. The Hexagon site. I feel like I should do something about it, but I don't know what. I look towards the direction Saichan and the others had been in. My eyes immediately meet with Coach's, who's staring right at me while talking to the rookies. At least none of the other members are looking in my direction, but sheesh, I just felt a shiver run down my spine. Sorry, Saichan, I think I'll have to postpone helping you guys like you asked. How about I help you out? Want to practice with me?
Really? You don't usually offer yourself. Most of the time I have to chase you down.
I know, maybe if I help you out, you'll be able to focus better.
I'm not so sure about that, but I do appreciate the offer. I guess I'll take you up on it if it's truly alright.
Of course it is. I wouldn't be offering if it wasn't.
Thank you, Michimiya-senpai.
Ugh, please stop calling me that.
No can do. Sorry.
Fine. I'll just go to the other side of the net. Let's practice some rallies for a bit. A few hours later. I'm just going to pull up the sensor because I don't trust it. I do not trust it at all. I don't trust it at all. I think I overdid it today. Caitlin kept insisting we play one more game, and it seemed to keep dragging forever. The soles of my feet are killing me right now. I take off my shirt, making sure to stand a little ways away from the other members at a corner, keeping my back turned to everyone else. I don't want to see any naked guys around here, now more than ever. Grabbing my towel, I wipe the excess sweat from my chest, neck, forehead, and any other areas that might be problematic, making sure to rub myself with some deodorizing oil I bought specifically for my fur. It keeps me from smelling ripe on my way home, as well as helping keep the skin underneath from drying out due to my overly puffy fur. Never trust a furry game with hot men. Yes. There are a few exceptions. There are a couple exceptions. There you go. Places like this is not a good memory. You just reminded me of something, and it's pretty tame. It's fairly tame. I was in middle school at the time, you know, just doing my own thing. It was right after gym class. I was getting changed in the locker room. I was literally standing on a bench getting changed. Some kid just walks up to me and is like, oh shit, we were the same thing in like just his underwear stuff, and I'm just like, And that is the entire thing. I take a quick whiff of my shirt, wanting to check just how bad it is right now. Gross. And it's soaking wet too. A sigh echoes from behind me, and when I turn around, I see Keisuke dropping his bag right next to me. Ah, you can stand again. Yeah, like we have the same underwear. Yeah. And I felt so awkward in that moment because I was still trying to figure out who the fuck I was.
Of course I can. And by the way, leaving all by myself lying on the floor was just cruel.
Sorry.
It's fine. Today was a learning experience.
You know, you're being a lot more mellow than usual.
How so?
I mean, you didn't really seem like the same guy who punched a locker in front of me a couple months ago just because you lost a bunch.
I guess. I'm just not as worried about it as I thought I'd be.
Which is why I'm saying you seem different.
Different, huh?
I was right to pull up the sensor, I think. While musing to himself, and without a word of warning, Keisuke starts undressing himself as if it were nothing. My eyes go wide and I freeze. In the time it takes me to look away, he's already pulling his shorts down, giving me a look of his underwear. Holy shit, man! Let me know when you pull something like that!
Something like what?
Without looking in his direction, I merely point with my finger towards him.
Oh, you mean my clothes?
I nod, feeling my face burning incredibly hot. I already had trouble dealing with nudity before, and now not only do I apparently like guys, but the one I'm seeing starts getting naked in front of me. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? I didn't know how you could be so nonchalant with this stuff.
It's because it's not a big deal. Come on, you're an athlete. Undressing yourself in the locker room is normal. Not to mention the fact that nudity isn't even a big deal in Japan. Have you never been to a public bath?
You've asked me that before. I told you I don't like them.
Not liking them is one thing. It doesn't mean you've never been to one. Come on, not even once.
When I was very little, my dad took me to one once. That was the only time.
Oh, that's hard to believe. Even I've been to them several times.
I don't know what to tell you. Are you dressed yet?
No, not yet. I won't be around for too long, though. I shower after practice, remember? Still, it's very cute how you get so embarrassed with this stuff.
Shut up! I can't help but be conscious of it.
There's no way I'd be able to handle it. I have to shower after practice. Otherwise, I feel all sweaty and gross. Plus, I refuse to go home smelling bad.
Yeah, I know that. You and I are just very different people. Where's my cursor? Nudity is too embarrassing for me.
I wonder how long that's going to last for.
But what's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it. I'm going to go shower now. I'll text you later.
Okay. The sound of footsteps walking away from me is nearly deafened by my own pounding heartbeat. Still, I'm aware that Keisuke is no longer around for the moment. After a little more hesitation, I put my shirt back on and walk out of the building. June 18th. Yeah. Crap! I got a message from Shoichi 5 minutes ago complaining about my being late. Let me, remove the sensor real quick. I didn't mean to be late, but I completely lost track of time. By the time I finally reach our scheduled meeting place, everyone else is already there and waiting for me. Even June is here before me! Ah! Hey, someone finally decided to show up. What a miracle. Morning, Yuichi-san! June receives me warmly despite the overall atmosphere of annoyance around the others. I'm sorry, certainly my fault. I took way longer making lunch and cleaning the kitchen than I thought I would. I even rushed through my bath trying to get here quicker. And yet you're still 20 minutes late. I tried my best! Now that you mentioned the bath thing, your fur does seem a bit damp still. Yeah, I didn't have time to dry myself properly. With as long as fur as you have, I'm not even surprised. Must be a nightmare to maintain. It can be.
At least you're here now. That's what matters.
You're surprisingly calm about this. You're usually the one that's most anal about sticking to schedules.
I realized a long time ago that if I tried being that demanding over Yuichi-san, all I do is drive myself insane.
Hey, are you saying that I'm not good with schedules?
The fact that you're here 20 minutes late means I don't have to imply.
I know he's not wrong, but I just want to get back at him for this. There, Yuichi-san. June gives me a few gentle pats on the shoulder, almost as if you were trying to console me. Are all of you going to be looking down on me now?
I would never.
Sure, because you're so well behaved.
But of course.
Keisuke and Shoichi share a fist bump, making me groan a little louder than I meant to. Okay then, Keikun, since you're the one who made the plans for today, what should we do first? Should we head straight for the movie theater, or do we do something before?
We should probably head straight for the theater. I did account for the possibility of people being late, but the session I wanted to watch starts in 30 minutes, so we don't have that much to spare.
You prepared that far in advance? Of course you did. How are you even surprised? Like I said, he's the one who's most anal about sticking to and making plans. Like you have any right to talk. Sure, I also like to have things well defined beforehand, but even I don't go to his level. I did mention to him before how he tends to overplan stuff, so I don't think you're wrong.
That may be true, but I still don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like having solid plans to fall back on. It makes me feel more comfortable.
I never said there was anything wrong with it. It's just that it's not something that should be surprising anyone at this point. Of course, I also didn't say there wasn't something wrong with it.
So basically, you just didn't say anything.
Shoichi pokes the hare's nose, smiling as if he were so pleased with himself. Exactly, see, I knew you were pretty sharp after all.
Do that again, and I bite your finger off.
Just a pure fear on June's face. Oh ho, is that a challenge? Oh, things just got really dangerous here all of a sudden. Can you two cut that out? It's way too early to be dealing with this already. Cut what out? We're just having fun. Right, Urushihara?
I'm serious. Boot me again and you're dead.
Jeez, how oversensitive. You're definitely thinking of booping him again, aren't you? I've never been more tempted to do something in my life. Why are you two like this? No, actually, now that I think about it, didn't Keikun tell me during our date that he used to have a serious crush on Shoichi? How did that even work? I can't see it at all. Come on, let's stop tempting death and let's just get going so we're not late for the movie Keikun picked. Not gonna put up a fight again? Nah, I'm fine with going to a movie. Should be fun.
But you're the one who kept refusing all my suggestions when we were deciding what to do.
She did? Yeah, she did. She said going out for the movies wasn't a good way to celebrate because it's too boring and plain and uninvolved. That doesn't mean I can't still enjoy it. You know, I love watching movies. I have fun either way. You're way too strange, woman. Hearing you say this after the struggle we went through to even get you to agree to this is very ironic. What? I'm not strange. Pure fear on June. Just because I wanted something better doesn't mean that this isn't good.
I don't even know what to say.
Mizuguchi-san. Well, why is everyone looking at me like that? Let's just leave. The four of us nod, turning around and walking away towards the direction of the movie theater, leaving Sai gaping behind us. But wait! Don't just abandon me! Hey, wait up! And we're gonna leave off here tonight. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.